It's no surprise that drinking enough water is important. After all, the human body is about 60% water. While every person's needs are slightly different, the dangers of dehydration are universal. Here's a look at what happens when you don't drink enough water. If you're not sure why you've put on a few extra pounds, it could be because you're not drinking enough water. As registered dietitian Megan Wong of AlgaeCal told Health Digest, drinking water increases feelings of satiety, meaning a feeling of fullness. This could be why researchers have found a link between obesity and inadequate hydration. One study, led by Dr. Tammy Chang and published in the Annals of Family Medicine in 2016, examined the health habits of over 18,000 adults and found that those who weren't well hydrated were more likely to have an elevated body mass index. One reason for the connection between hydration and BMI may be that people often mistake thirst for hunger, thus filling up on calories when what they really need is fluids. According to the Polycystic Kidney Disease Foundation, 37% of individuals mistake thirst for hunger. Registered dietitian Trista Best explained that this mix-up in signals can cause, quote, late-night binge eating, overeating at mealtimes, and chronic snacking. The next time you think you're hungry, Wong suggested drinking a glass of water before reaching for a snack. Not drinking enough water can have major consequences for your cardiovascular health. According to the Heart Foundation, when you are dehydrated, your blood volume, or the amount of blood circulating through your body, decreases. To compensate, your heart beats faster, increasing your heart rate and your blood pressure. Your blood also retains more sodium when you're dehydrated, thus thickening your blood and making it more difficult to circulate through your body. Science Daily noted that dehydration increased individuals' risk for cardiac disease and arteriosclerosis, even among young, otherwise healthy individuals. In the article, Dr. Stavros Kavoris, associate professor and coordinator of the exercise science program at the University of Arkansas, argued that when it comes to heart health, dehydration is as bad for the body as smoking a cigarette. Alarmingly, even mild dehydration can be bad for your heart. Kavoris explained, the degree of dehydration when these changes occur is at least less than 2% dehydration, which is around the threshold when people start feeling thirsty. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and while there are many contributing factors, dehydration is an easily preventable one.
Now drink your water before you drop dead from dehydration.
If you constantly feel tired and it's a struggle to make it through your day, you're not alone. In 2017, the group Occupational Health and Safety, citing research conducted by the National Safety Council, reported that 76% of survey participants felt tired at work, 53% felt less productive, and 44% had difficulty concentrating. While there are many reasons why you may be feeling fatigued and distracted, dehydration is an often overlooked cause. A 2012 study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that even mild dehydration of only 1.36% led female participants to feel more fatigue inertia, making tasks seem more difficult. Not getting enough fluids also impacts sleep quality. According to the Sleep Foundation, dehydration can make you feel sluggish during the day, but it can also negatively affect your sleep, making you even more tired the next day. Going to bed dehydrated can even worsen snoring, which is disruptive to a good night's sleep. If you're worried that your morning coffee is doing more harm than good though, you can relax. According to Harvard Medical School, drinking caffeine in moderation does not lead to excessive fluid loss and dehydration. Dehydration may be at the heart of your persistent brain fog. As nutritionist Mira Desi told Health Digest, often overlooked is the link between dehydration and reduced cognitive performance. It doesn't take much. Even as little as 1% dehydration can cause changes in your ability to pay attention and remember things. Interestingly, dehydration doesn't appear to affect all areas of brain function to the same degree. As a 2016 conference paper authored by Matthew T. Whitbrod of Emory University and Melinda Millard Stafford of Georgia Tech revealed, high-order cognitive processing involving attention and executive function and motor coordination appear more susceptible to impairment following dehydration. Lower order mental processing, such as reaction time, was much less disrupted by the lack of fluids. The researchers noted that dehydration's effects on the brain were particularly noticeable once individuals had lost more than 2% of their body's water. According to the Mayo Clinic, constipation is defined as, quote, having fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. While almost everyone experiences constipation from time to time, for some people, constipation becomes a chronic condition, resulting in weeks or even months of infrequent or painful bowel movements. UCLA's Gail and Gerald Oppenheimer Family Center for Neurobiology of Stress and Resilience estimated that between 2 and 28% of people in North America suffer from chronic constipation. Although constipation is often blamed on lack of dietary fiber, MJ Arno of Nestle Water Institute noted that hydration levels also play a critical role. Dehydration was cited as a potential risk factor for constipation in Arno's 2003 paper published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Additionally, it was revealed that fluid intake and magnesium sulfate-rich mineral waters were shown to improve constipation, at least in healthy babies. U.S. News and World Report advised drinking plenty of water as the first step to conquering constipation. According to the publication, when your body is properly hydrated, less water will be withdrawn from the colon. This ensures, quote, soft and easy to pass stool. Kidney stones are hard deposits of minerals and salts that form in the kidneys. They can be extremely painful to pass and may even require surgical removal. According to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the incidence of kidney stones is on the rise, especially among women. Approximately 13% of men and 7% of women will experience kidney stones at least once in their life. And once you've had kidney stones, there's around an 80% chance you'll have them again in the next 10 years. The Urology Care Foundation listed dehydration-induced low urine volume as a major risk factor for developing kidney stones. The foundation explained, when your urine volume is low, urine is concentrated. Concentrated urine means there is less fluid to keep salts dissolved. As such, upping your water intake will help. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms of kidney stones, including a sharp pain in your back or lower abdomen, pain while urinating, or blood in your urine, it's important to see a doctor. And of course, drink more water. According to the U.S. Department for Health and Human Services, 50% of women will get at least one urinary tract infection in their lifetime. This bacterial infection can cause many unpleasant symptoms, including painful and frequent urination, fever, and fatigue. Your level of hydration is one of the factors that influences your chances of getting a UTI. In an article written for Harvard Medical School, Huma Fareed, an obstetrician-gynecologist, highlighted research demonstrating that women who drank the most water had 50% fewer episodes of recurrent UTIs than women who didn't increase their fluid intake. She noted that this is most likely due to the fact that drinking enough water encourages frequent urination, which helps flush bacteria out of the body. It's no surprise then that UCLA Urology listed not drinking enough fluids as a risk factor for UTIs. When it comes to your hydration level, your urine may be the best indicator of whether or not you need to drink more fluids. According to Healthline, urine the color of lemonade or light beer indicates optimal hydration, while anything darker is a sign of dehydration. Advice to drink a glass of orange juice or eat chicken noodle soup to help recover from a cold may have less to do with the nutrients in these homeopathic remedies and more to do with the fact that both contain a significant amount of water. Nutritionist Lisa Richards told Health Digest that drinking enough water is vital to eliminating toxins from the body. By fueling the organs with necessary liquid to aid in filtering waste, dehydration causes an accumulation of toxins in the body, resulting in increased susceptibility to illness and taking longer to recover. Houston Methodist Hospital highlighted how important proper nutrition is to a well-functioning immune system, writing, "A fluid in your circulatory system called lymph, which carries important infection-fighting immune cells around your body, is largely made up of water. Being dehydrated slows down the movement of lymph, sometimes leading to an impaired immune system. According to WebMD, the lymphatic system acts as a filter for the body, removing waste products from cells and trapping foreign invaders like bacteria and viruses in specialized tissue known as lymph nodes. It also produces lymphocytes, a type of infection-fighting white blood cell. If you thought arthritis was a condition that only affected older people, think again. According to the Arthritis Foundation, nearly 1 in 3 Americans between the ages of 18 and 64 are living with arthritis or arthritis symptoms. Of individuals with the condition, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported about 50% have persistent joint pain and 1 in 4 have severe joint pain. Interestingly, not drinking enough water can make joint pain worse. As registered dietitian Trista Best explained to Health Digest, the joints contain cartilage that prevents the bones from grinding and rubbing together. Cartilage is roughly 80% water, and when you aren't drinking enough water, it becomes less hydrated. This leads to joint pain as a result of increased friction. In addition to plumping up cartilage, water is also the primary component of synovial fluid, according to the Tuscan Orthopedic Institute. This fluid surrounds and protects the bones and cartilage of the joint. The institute also noted that water helps maintain the muscles that support joints. Dehydration can reduce muscle tone by reducing a muscle's ability to contract, thus making the joint more unstable and prone to injury. Oftentimes, our skin is a reflection of what's going on inside of our bodies, and dehydration is no exception. In fact, skin turgor is often used to determine whether or not someone is dehydrated. As BBC Future explained, turgor is a measure of how fast it takes the skin to return to normal if you pinch some skin and lift it up. If you are dehydrated, your skin will take longer to get its shape back. According to the American Skin Association, quote, "Skin owes its soft, pliable texture to its water content. When water is lost, it becomes irritated, rough, and scaly, and may peel or itch." Although the association cited dry air as the most common cause of dry skin, it also noted that avoiding dehydration was an important part of supporting skin health from the inside out. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, dermatologist Justine Hextall explained that well-hydrated skin appears plump and reflects light better, giving it a glowing appearance, while dehydrated skin is less elastic and appears dull and lifeless. She cautioned that for those with naturally dry or sensitive skin, dehydration can be particularly damaging. Dehydration is a common but completely preventable cause of headaches. According to Medical News Today, when the body is dehydrated, the brain can temporarily contract or shrink from fluid loss. This mechanism causes the brain to pull away from the skull, causing pain and resulting in a dehydration headache.
You are giving me a headache!
This pain can range from dull to intense and may be felt on the front, sides, back, or all over the head. Dehydration is also a common migraine trigger. In a 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Neuroscience, a team of researchers in Iran examined the hydration habits of over 250 female migraine sufferers aged 18 to 45. The researchers found a correlation between low water intake and frequent migraine attacks. They also noted that women who drank less water tended to have more severe and longer-lasting migraines than those who drank more water. If dehydration can cause headaches, it seems logical that drinking extra water could improve symptoms. That's exactly the conclusion reached in a pilot study conducted in 2005 and published in the European Journal of Neurology. It found that participants who drank an extra 1.5 liters of water over a 12-week time frame had shorter, less severe headaches. Drink up! Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Health Digest videos about your favorite health tips are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.